Hello guys, welcome to our new video where we're going to discuss some of the best Huawei phones in the market. Huawei has been creating waves in the consumer smartphone market by dishing out affordable alternatives with excellent high-end tech specs. Huawei, the largest telecommunications apparatus manufacturer in the world, currently has a smartphone lineup with models that embrace novelty characteristics such as curved glass, 2-day battery life, Gorilla Glass displays that prevent scratches, and more. In this video, we're going to show some of the creme products of this company. If you're becoming familiar with the concepts of phones with dual rear cameras, you might not be ready for what the brand new Huawei P20 Pro has to offer. With the first triple camera display in a smartphone, the P20 Pro's photographic abilities are supercharged to outperform its hottest race in a myriad of forms. Unique camera design aside, the P20 Pro also claims Huawei's most potent SoC, the Kirin 970, a hefty 6GB of RAM, 128GB of storage, and a massive 4000 mAh battery. Huawei has poured more time and work into its design style with all recent flagship phone it's worked out, and the P20 Pro is no different. Measuring 6.1 inches with a resolution of 2240 by 1080, the P20 Pro's OLED screen is sharp, but not quite as bright as others in the segment. The P20 Pro would be an otherwise ordinary handset if not for its triple lenses, a world's first for smartphones. The main camera is rated at a whopping 40 megapixels, but Huawei also expanded the size of the image sensor so that it's significantly more extensive than what's inside Apple, Google, and Samsung's flagships. That indicates the P20 Pro can capture super crisp shots without losing light, a common problem with high megapixel numbers. It also uses all that extra visual data to bind pixels together, creating a 10 megapixel image with less noticeable noise and better color precision than you'd otherwise have. Say hi to the Huawei Mate 10 Lite, a full metal-bodied smartphone with a quad camera, setup, and 18:9 FHD Plus display. The phone comes with a 5.90-inch touchscreen display with a resolution of 1080 pixels by 2160 pixels. 1.7 GHz octa-core high-silicon Kirin 659 processor powers the Huawei Mate 10 Lite, and it arises with 4 GB of RAM. The phone carries 64 GB of internal storage that can be expanded up to 256 GB. As far as the cameras are treated, the Huawei Mate 10 Lite carries a 16 megapixel primary camera on the rear and a 13 megapixel front shooter for selfies. The Huawei Mate 10 Lite runs Android 7.0 and is powered by a 3340 mAh non-removable battery. It measures 156.20 by 75.00 by 7.50 height by width by thickness and weighs 164 grams. The Huawei Mate 10 Lite is a dual SIM, GSM and GSM smartphone that receives Nano SIM and Nano SIM. Connectivity choices include Wi-Fi, GPS, Bluetooth, NFC, USB OTG, FM, 3G, and 4G. Sensors on the phone include compass magnetometer, proximity sensor, accelerometer, ambient light sensor, and gyroscope. The P20 Lite, by name, is the more affordable equivalent to the P20 Pro, although it does sacrifice a few choice features. Even with those trade-offs, this smartphone is substantial value for the price. So if you're in search to save but aren't looking to drop too far into the funds category, this might be the phone for you. The 5.84-inch LCD is tinier and non-OLED, but it does sport 1080 by 2280 pixels, providing you a pretty solid-looking screen. There's a double 16-megapixel, 2-megapixel system on the back for blur effects, though the camera doesn't seem to work quite as well as something like the Pixel line from a software prospect. The front-facing camera is an impressive 16 megapixels, so that counts some points back. This phone also highlights 1080p, 30 frame per second video ability, so by specs alone, it'll challenge the video feature set of even some DSLR and mirrorless cameras. The processor is a 2.36 GHz, 1.7 GHz octa-core CPU. You can pick up the phone with 32 GB of storage, 4 GB of RAM, and the color options vary from sleek midnight black all the way to a soft sakura pink. Created with a bezel-less design that ended in an 82.9% screen-to-body ratio, the Huawei Mate SE 64GB smartphone enables you to fully enjoy the 5.93-inch LCD touchscreen with a 2160 by 1080 resolution and an 18:9 aspect ratio. This smartphone is powered by the high-silicon Kirin 659 octa-core chipset, which highlights a 2.63 GHz quad-core processor and a 1.7 GHz quad-core processor. It has 4 GB of RAM for productive multitasking and 64 GB of storage space, which can be extended through microSD. The Mate SE also supports dual SIM, dual standby, which enables you to have 2 SIM cards installed, but only use one at a time. On the rear of the receiver are 16 megapixel and 2 megapixel dual cameras, as well as a rear flash. For taking selfies, the front has an 8 megapixel camera. Bluetooth 4.1 is developed into the phone for matching with other Bluetooth-enabled devices. With 802.11b, G, and Wi-Fi, you can experience high-speed wireless internet connectivity. The Mate SE houses a 3340 mAh battery and recharges through the micro USB cable. This phone is meant to work on select GSM networks and is 4G LTE intelligent. LTE is an advanced cellular network data protocol capable of data speeds so fast that they encounter with wired broadband internet providers. With an LTE connection, this phone should have no problem streaming HD video, downloading apps, uploading photos, or anything else that needs a high-speed data connection. The phone is also backwards compatible with 3G and 2G data for instances when you can't get LTE. In addition to cellular wireless, the phone also stars Bluetooth and Wi-Fi connectivity. Connect on the go with the Huawei Honor 6X smartphone in. This device combines dominant handheld performance with an exceptional camera array. The Honor 6X's display highlights a 5.5-inch FHD 1920 by 1080 display for viewing all your HD content in vibrant colors and crunchy detail. Beneath the Honor 6X's hood is the high-silicon Kirin 655 chipset, which stars a big. LITTLE configuration. This setup utilizes 2 different quad-core Cortex processors, one at 2.1 GHz and one at 1.7 GHz, working autonomously from each other to better maintain performance and battery life. Maintaining this configuration is 3 GB of RAM and 32 GB of built-in storage, with a microSD card reader, which doubles as a second SIM card slot, that will enable you to develop your base memory. The Honor 6X's camera setup comprises 2 rear-facing shooters, one with 12 megapixels and the other with 2 megapixels. An 8 megapixel selfie camera is also on board. Bluetooth 4.1 can be used for pairing with other Bluetooth-enabled gadgets. 802.11b, G, and Wi-Fi is also integrated for high-speed internet connectivity. A GPS with GLONASS is also open for using Google Location and Maps services. Additionally, the Honor 6X emphasizes a 3340 mAh battery. Thanks for watching. If you liked what you saw, then hit the like button and subscribe to our channel if you loved it. Take a moment to hit the bell icon so you'll get notified of all our latest uploads.